Hey, good evening, everyone. Am I audible, guys? Indraja, Anik, Harika, Shekhar, Noor. Am I audible? Okay, thank you. So today, we will start the CRUD operation because we learn everything in a Node.js and Express.js, and also we saw the connection with MongoDB. Okay, so today we will learn our whole concept of the CRUD because how to make a API, that is the main thing you have to know. You learn many things, basic thing, it's not required. Okay, uh, how the thing work, it is important. Okay, in a web development, if you know the way how to develop such thing, you can search for the code, you can use the code, but you have to know the process. Okay, so we will continue after I think 6 5. Anyone having doubt, you can ask me regarding yesterday class. Okay. If anyone having doubt regarding a study class, so we can continue. And in the last, we completed up to the connection, but we didn't save. That's why we were not getting anything in our database. Okay. So if you're having any doubt, okay, in a Node.js, Express.js, you can ask me. Basically. Everyone register for the project because on during a mentoring session when we mm, start the session of mentoring, okay, project mentoring session basically, there will be mentors and they will show you how to do the project, okay, and in project and what technology you have to use, what is requirement in that project. So for every project there will be a mentor, okay. Someone raised the hand. Yeah. Muhammad Faraq Nijman. Any doubt? Nijman, you having any doubt? Can tell me in a chat. Sir, from where to do I register? In your dashboard. Okay. We will explain how to register for the project. Okay. From the Monday. Okay. You will know. After the presentation, you will know how to register the project. Yeah. We will let you know after completion of this course, okay. First practice this thing, okay, because this is a basic for doing your project, okay. The API is important. So today we will create a mini API, we will create a whole crowd of user and I will give you the homework to create a note app entry, okay, on the basis of that basically. So do you have to give any presentation also? No, we will present you regarding the project. The mentor will present you. You should have to do nothing, but you have to choose just the project. Project, okay. They will talk about your project, okay. Like what is interesting thing in that project. Uh, that is a work of your mentors, okay. Might be I will be there, but I think I will not be there. Uh, okay. Yeah, on a Monday. From Monday it will start it, and you have to complete that project up to 26. Okay, I will explain today. Wait. Oh, sorry, I forget to on my mic. Okay, okay. Sir, the completion of internship, we have to submit only the project or anything else we have to do. You have to complete the learning. Okay, learning, like self-learning program. You have to complete that thing. Sorry, my voice was not audible. So basically, I'm talking about the JS where I having a mongoose. Okay, that like I require a mongoose. Am I audible now? Let me confirm me. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, MongoDB and both there will be two self-learning. So you have to complete the both. Okay, and your dashboard there will be two program. One is a MERN and second one might be the self-learning of MongoDB self-based learning. So you have to complete the both. Okay. So now I'm talking about the MongoDB. Okay. So this is not an internal library. I explain about the external and internal. Okay. So basically, this is an external. I have to install this npm I mongoose. Okay, so what is a mongoose? Mongoose is a software, or I can call it mongoose is a middleware that allow us to communicate with our database. That is a MongoDB. Okay, it allow us to communicate with a MongoDB. Basically, this is a driver. Okay, one of a type of driver we can say the like basic driver we having that is a mongo client. Okay, that is a mongo client. Okay, so we will see about mongo client. It is a deprecated use mongoose instead, but we will see when we I will in a next class. Okay, I will explain about a mongo client and all the mongodb. Okay, the crud operation whole thing I will explain there. So basically this is a driver that allow us to connect. So I have to require that mongoose. Okay, and I having my url in my .env file. So if there is any environment variable that is credential for us, okay, we don't want to show that thing, so we have to keep that thing in my .env file. Like I can mention my port here, okay, and mongodb url here. Okay, now in a db.js, so I require that thing. Okay, I can also write like this. Okay, and I can also write like this, I told you yesterday. Then I make a connected db. Okay, and I export that. What is connected db here? So I basically consider it as a asynchronous function, because I have to make a connection with the mongodb, and that will make like might be take a time. Okay, so that is a asynchronous processes when we do mongoose.connect. What is a mongoose.connect? If I click on that, okay, so this is a function that take a uri is string and some options. Okay, how we can connect that thing, and it is a promises that is a asynchronous thing. Okay, so in a backend this is like the functionality of this thing is written like this. Okay, now I have to provide that url, so I am fetching that url here. Okay, and now I will mention this thing. I can also remove this thing in a latest version of mongodb, but we will use, because I am using the node.js 18, so I am using that. You can remove that thing if you having a node.js version 2022. Okay, you can remove that thing. There is no requirement of both the thing. Okay, after that you can console.log if it is connected, and if we get error, then I am saying that mongodb connection error. Then I require this thing. Okay, cons connect db require config db. Okay, and then I am making a connect db. Okay, I am calling that function. Okay, so that's why I am getting this thing. I hope you are able to clear, Sekhar. We will talk about this thing first. Let's like concentrate on these topics. Okay. Um, Sekhar, I will talk about this in a detail when this is not in a full of detail thing. Okay, I will talk about the driver and all those things in the next class. So don't worry if you didn't get properly. But this is a proper explanation, I think so. Okay, so this yesterday I talk about the flow. Okay, so first we have to make a model, and then first we have to make a connection first of all with the mongodb, and then we have to make a model. So we are like making a model, and then okay, we have to call that dv here. Okay, but the problem is that we are not creating any user or anything, and I didn't mention in my function any database. I like mention only here the thing. I didn't mention any database. I mention here the database name in my url. I mention here the database name, but I didn't mention in my function. I'm not saving anything on that URI. I'm making only the connection. That why we are not getting uh, any database here. Okay. So if I click on that, okay. So we are not getting anything like a VIP. We are not making anything. Okay, so first, after that, we will write some controller for it, and then make some route of it, and then we will use that route in my here. I will declare that route here in my main server.js. Okay, so let's do that. Before that, I have to restart again and again when I am changing something here. So there is something package that is called nodemon. So you can install nodemon npm I nodemon. Okay. Okay. After installation of this, okay, we can mention dev and nodemon server.js. Basically, this thing I can mention. Okay. I can instead of this, I can also mention start, but that is not a proper way. Okay, that will started with the help of both. Before that, when method this method like improved by the nodemon packages. Okay, before that we are doing like that. We writing here instead of server.js, we are writing start. Okay, so here you have to write a script. So now I can run this using npm run dev. Okay, and if I write some console here in a server.js, okay, I'm writing console. I'm changing something. So I'm getting error now. This is already like started. If I remove that, it will restart. Okay. So when I make changes, it will restart automatically restart my server. Okay. So that's about a node mod. Let's start writing the code. That is a nothing but user controller. Okay, we will write some code for the user control. What is controller, guys? In general, what is controller? So I will writing the name like this, user controller. This is a like structure we have to follow as per the like node.js. In a node.js, we always declare this in a camel case. Okay, this is a best practice. Declare your file name like this. What is controller? Anyone? What is controller, guys? Anyone? I'm waiting for the answer, guys. So, if I talk about a controller and real what is the meaning of it, so a controller, I can say a JavaScript file or function that contain the logic to handle incoming request, process data, and send back response. Okay, so basically, I explained this thing already. See, if I open this thing, okay, so I already explained. Okay, on a request of client, we always get a response like this. Okay, so basically we are going to write that thing. Okay, how we will respond, how will be logic, how will we handle the request. Okay, so here I can use my model, this model. Okay, so I will require this model, const. Okay, like this, const user and required and model, user model. Okay, basically, and then I can write a function export dot create user. Okay, or I can write this a register user. Okay, this is a better thing to write. Okay, so we will write register user. Okay, and inside async await we will get some request and response here. Okay, basically, so okay, let's continue this function. Now, what is my all models? Okay, so I having a username, email, password, and address. Okay, so I can write here const. Okay, and username, user name. Okay, I can basically write here a name instead of name. I can declare any data as per my requirement. So I can see here I mention username. I will write here the username, basically username. Okay, and then I having a email. Okay, then I having a password, then address, then phone number. Okay, and I will write equal to request dot body. Why I am writing a request dot body? So basically, if I talk about the story of request dot body, okay. So when a client sent a post, okay, to the Express server with a JSON, so payload, okay, payload is available in a request dot body. That why I am assigning. Rather than I have to do like that, you const user. Okay, I can write this thing user equal to, okay, const username equal to username. Okay, uh, dot request dot body. So this is a too long. For everything I have to request dot body dot user name. Okay, body dot username. I have to write like this. Okay, It will be like this, not like this. So this is not a better method, okay, to write a code. We will like use the shortcut of this, okay. For everything I have to write like this. So I will remove this thing, okay. Okay, so I make a my JSON format, okay. Then I will write anything in a functionality of async. We have to write in a try and catch. So I will write I will use a try and catch, okay. Inside my function, we have to create a logic. I am registering somewhere, and might be email of that we make a unique email, right? Email unique, okay. Might be there my email already exists, okay. So let me check that thing. Let user, okay. And before that I have to write await, because it will be time taking, because I am going to interact with the thing but database, okay. Now I am going to interact with my database. So what is a find one? Find one is a functionality to access one user at a time, okay. So I'm writing like this, okay. Email and email. So if I will write if user is exist. What if user is exist? I will send in a JSON format, because in HTML request response we will get a data transfer into the JSON. So I will send in my JSON message, okay. User already exist, okay. User already exist, okay. Okay, so if he is not available, so I can write user is equal to new user, and take that username, email, password, address, and phone number, okay. And then I will save it. Await user dot save, okay. There is a one more functionality instead of user dot save, okay. I have one more functionality. If I talk about dot, okay. So here I can see user dot new, okay. I can use user dot new, but I will not do that thing, okay. So this is a safe version, okay. So we will use user dot save, okay. Then I will send a response, okay. In a JSON, user registered successfully. Instead of that, I can send something that is better. I will send that what we register, okay. So here I can send a message, okay. Inside a message I will write user, okay. And here can send this thing, okay. I'm getting some error, so I didn't use a finally. Just wait a minute. Am I not audible? What? Am I not audible, guys? Still? Am I not audible? Anyone? Please confirm. Am I audible or not? No voice? No audible. Okay, okay. I'm getting confused regarding that thing. Okay. So here I can send a message like this: user register successfully, and then I can send a user. Okay, instead of inside that I can write my ID. Okay, and user ID. Okay, like this. Username. Okay, user dot name, email, user dot email. Okay, basically I saving this thing. Okay, and I'm fetching that thing. Simple as that. Okay, now I will write a error. So I'm sending error. Okay, console dot log error. Okay, see, I'm sending some status, guys. What is a HTTP status? Okay, so let's talk about why I'm sending 400 here. Okay, and Sasidhar, am I not audible still for you? You can check your network if I am not audible for you. So just Sasidhar, confirm me, am I audible or not?
You're audible.
That might be glitch. We got that glitch last time. Yeah, am I audible to you? But what about the other guys? Because in the Joe there might be some glitch. Okay, sometime we didn't get a response like proper. It will not work in proper for everyone. Okay. 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 Perfect. So basically, I'm going to say about this thing. I hope I am audible to everyone now. So I having something that is called from 100 to 199. If I like write some status, okay, in a http status, so that will be informational, okay, that will be informational, okay. And if it is 200 to 299, okay, that means what we want, it is success, okay, successful. What we are doing, anything like here I am saving the my user, so I am successful here, okay. So this is a successful. And if I talk about from 300 to 399, I am directing something, okay, redirectional, okay. It basically used in a front end. And if there is a 400 to 499, that is a client error, okay. Error making make by the client response, okay. And if I am giving 500 to 599, then it will be server error response, okay. So this is information about the status, http request status, okay. Now, so I'm creating this, so I'm like giving error register user, and here send in a JSON internal server error. Now I will use this thing in a routers. I will make a routes for this, okay. So I will make a user routes, okay, user routes dot js, okay. Follow the nomenclature camel case, okay. So first, what I have to require, I have to require express, okay, const express required express, okay. And then I will be import that thing that I created, a register user from a controller. There is a user controller.js, there is a register, okay. I'm exporting that register. Now I will write const router express dot router. So what is a express dot router here? Why I'm writing express dot router here? Okay. So basically, when I declare express dot router, okay, I created a mini project of a router, okay, of express. So I created a mini project of routes where it is a function that let us create a modular mountable route handler, okay. And it having we express that app, I can, instead of router I can mention uh, app, okay. So in a new nomenclature, we write this thing in a router, okay. Then I have to make a routes, okay. Router dot post and register. I'm making register simple, okay. Then I will export default router. So I will export this thing module dot export equal to router. Okay, instead of that, we can also do const export equal to router dot that express dot register, and then we export that router basically. Now I having this thing. I will use that router here now. I connected with the user control with my router, and I will make this thing here. Define simple route. Okay, I'm not sending something, so I will app dot post. Okay, I will require that first thing. Okay, I will require that thing. Okay, so instead like using, I can require that thing, and before that I can also require that thing. So let's use app dot, okay, and I will write use. Okay, and I will write like this: require from. I will write this inside my routes. I having my user routes. Okay, so successfully I able to define this thing. Now let's check it with a like run start the server. So I will write npm run dev. There is error. Okay, I write a model instead of models in a user controller. Okay, remove that thing. Is it running? Yeah, our server is started. Okay, so it is running on 8080. Let me check. Okay, it's required some password. Okay, I will change my routes once. Okay, because there is a problem inside my like I'm also a Java developer. Okay, so on that my string boot is running. I will restart, and it is running on 8081. If I check this, I am getting this thing. Okay, now I am getting this route. Inside your extension, you can also install something called we can you can also install Postman in VS Code. Rather than, we can also install the Postman from here. Postman. Okay, from here. Just click download for desktop for okay, and download it from here. Okay, then install this thing. Okay, and set up. Rather than, we can simply install the Thunder client. Okay, Thunder client. So we can install this thing also. So I already installed this thing. So you will, after installation, you will get something like this key. Click on that. Okay, and I will make a new request. Then here I will send this URL 8081. Okay, control AV, and then we will fetch that path. So how to write the path first? So first we have to write a path of here server that we mention in our app. So first it will go through this. Okay, it will go through this. Okay, and then we having something in our routes. We route some register. Okay, slash register. Then we have to mention a slash register. Okay, Now I am posting something, right? I write here in my user dot router dot post. Okay, so I am posting something. So I will choose the method post. Okay, and then inside of my body, inside my JSON type, I will send my data. Okay, so here required we having something. Okay, so we having a username. Okay, and please make sure to write in a format like in a string. I already mentioned about a JSON. In a JSON, the left side always be string, so please mention left side in a string. Also in the right side we having a string. So there is a name Pawan. Okay, I am writing Pawan. Then I having a mention email. Okay, then I will send uh Pawan at the rate 123.com. Okay, then I have to mention a password. Okay, and I will mention some password like not in a string, in a normal 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, then we have to mention address. So we can skip this thing, address and all those things. If I goes there in my email, so this is not required. Okay, sorry, address is not required. Okay, and phone is not required. So if we not mention address and phone, still we be able to register that thing. So if I send this thing, I am getting server internal error. Okay, so cannot able to read the property, that is a find one. Okay, why I am getting like this something? Okay, let's go there in my controller. Okay, I let user. Okay, await user dot. Okay, find. I have to send only the email. Okay, it is restarted. If I sending some request, I'm still getting the same problem. Cannot property of find one. Okay, registering user type, need the property find one. Okay, so what I'm writing there, if I open my controller, I write a find one correctly. Let user, I think in my package, if I see there is a mongoose, and mongoose provide us wait guys, mongoose provide us the functionality that is find one. Await user dot find one if user return. Okay, and I save this one correctly. Here I mention a find one. Server restarted. It working now when I send something. Okay. Okay, let me know. We will check our database. So inside my database, okay, I will connect this. Okay, I having a VIP database and users. It users, guys. Sorry. Here I send something that is inside of my model. Name is a user, but somewhere I mention users. So in a VIP, I mention users. Okay, something went wrong. In a DB, I mention properly. In a user, uh, register user. Okay, and let user dot find. Okay, so it created already. Let me delete this one. Okay, or drop VIP from here. Okay, and let restart this thing. Control C, and I will restart npm start. Then I will fetch my database. Let okay, I'm still getting users. I am getting users. I didn't mention users anywhere, but still I'm getting my database users. I mention here the user schema name. I use here the user. Okay. So instead of users, if I take, wait guys, wait for a minute. I think I'm running the wrong thing. I mention here users. Qfix couldn't find the users. So from model, I am getting user. That's why I am using here the user. This is correct one. User is equal to new user. And I use user dot save correctly. Then I'm sending the response. Here I'm sending the response only in a message. I didn't do anything. Then I console log dot, and I already export this thing. Let me check once, guys. Wait. Mm. Okay, I will debug this. Right now, I'm getting. Okay. So after debug, I'm getting that instead of this user, please make sure to mention only the user. Okay, not a user like this. Okay, like this. Don't mention. Okay, you will get error. So now if I send something on a Thunder client, I'm getting my username. Sorry, I didn't able to see my username. Okay, email and password. So we are getting that thing in a response. In a response, we are getting our user also. If I like expand this response, okay, so we are getting ID. Okay, so in MongoDB, I didn't send any ID, but in MongoDB, uh, user is itself created its own ID, and I didn't like send the password here. Okay, so we will see how we will send the password here. Okay, so if I open my database, my mic is on now. Okay, okay. If I like see the now the database, so in my database, if I open this VIP, I'm getting users. Here I am getting a Pawan. Okay, Pawan at the rate 123 and password. But here, if someone is administrator, he can see someone's password, right? This is not a good way. So what we can like use instead of that? Any idea, guys? Anyone having any idea? Like to save a password in another way. All of you from a CS, right? Am I audible? Yuraj, Sri? Yeah. So how can we be corrupted this thing? Using some hashing method, right? So if I want to use some hashing method, so there will be having something I will generate instead of that something we called instead of that token. Okay, we are writing like some password. I can give some tokens, and instead of that, I having some value in my database. Yeah, bcrypt method. Okay, so if I talk about a bcrypt, what is bcrypt? Node bcrypt.js, okay, a library to help you hash the password, and you can read the bcrypt in a Wikipedia. Please verify that node.js version. Okay, so this is some functionality of bcrypt, and we having a something. Okay, we having a something to match that token. Okay, so we having a something to match that token. So I having something that is called jwt.io. If I open this website, okay, so I am getting some decoder. I will see encoder. Okay, so I will having some. Okay, admin. Okay, and IAT like this. I having something, and there is a some token for it, and we can see it is in a three part. Okay, part one, part two, and part three. Okay, let's see in a decoder what is meaning of this part. So in part one, it take a header. Okay, inside a header, there will be hashtag algorithm and type of JWT. So it use some algorithm general example. If I see, so basically SS256 we using, there is also RS method, we can also use RS method, there is also PS method, we can use PS, and many one get confused here what is meaning of RS HS. So if you are a computer science student, if you already learned the networking, you already know about this thing. Okay, you already know guys about this thing. Okay, so like this. In second decoder payload, so we can send some subject name, some information we send in a second. So this will be our in a second part. If I talk about the third part, that is a very important, that is our secret key. Okay, and this is a very important, please mention your secret key as can as complex. Okay, because if someone knows this, okay, they can able to hack your password easily. It is not a properly secure, like some people like attack using JS, okay, JavaScript attack we called it. So they can attack on our website. So we will see, we follow something like don't send some information. Okay, and JWT having some like library concept. Okay, let me talk about how it works. So there is a user, then is a auth server, and there is a ID, and there is a SS token. Then we able to access the application. But how application know this is my SS token? So in computer science language, we called it, and there is a two resources, resource one and resource two, and both resources want to communicate with each other. Okay, they wanna communicate with each other. So that's there will be some uh, in like if there is a client and there is some developer, so developer gives some token to the client. So client can encode that decoded. Okay, first uh using some key, a developer decode that message. Okay, and after encode some message, and after client using that same key, client can decode that message. So you can like simply that's all about a jwt, you can like understand. Okay, so we are not going to talk about much networking. Okay, you can read it. Okay, there is a lot of video on a youtube on a basis of jwt, you can follow that thing. Here I am going to use that thing. So first I have to install that thing. So I mention npm I bcrypt. Okay, bcrypt, and then I required json web token. Okay, okay. Now I will write const. This is both are very small packages. You can see here the latest version of this is coming. Okay, JSON and bcrypt install already. Now we can use that thing here, const. Okay, and bcrypt. Okay, equal to require bcrypt.json. Okay, and I can write const jwt require. Before that I have to initialize those things. Okay, this some methodology. So I make some folder that name will be middleware. Okay, I make a middleware, and inside a middleware I will having something that is called auth. Okay, middleware. Please follow this structure. Many people think like they like think like if I am going to write like this, some people call this is like copy, but this is a structure you have to follow, because if this is a format of the developers. Okay, so you have to follow this format basically. Okay, so here I will initialize the JWT functionality. So we can initialize const JWT. Okay, and here I will require, I will not explore like export something, but in my like next functionality I will use that thing. Okay, and I can write auth to like module dot exports. Okay, module dot exports like this. Okay, and I will write const token, and I'm not going to write like this. I will take a token. Okay, remove this part. Okay, and also remove the error. So I will write something like const, okay, token equal to request dot header. I will take first some header. If you want to give some header, please give me the header, and I will talk about a header. Okay, and here I will mention something. I can mention authorization, yes, or I can mention basically auth token. Okay, auth token. So basically it comes in my JSON format. Simply it will come in a JSON format. Okay, no use in a front end, or like there is a use of front end. You require that thing, but that is only for the client side. Okay, I'm writing this logic for the client side. So if token, okay, if token request 401, uh, message sh denied. Okay, no token provided, or not a valid token. I can mention not a valid token provided. Okay, and then I will mention something. I will close this if yes. Then I will verify my JWT secret. Okay, so I have to write some JWT secret here. Let me copy this. In MongoDB, I have to mention this token here. Okay, I can mention any value, something, 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 something. Okay, then after this thing, I will request dot user and not a verified. I will write decode here. Decoded. Decoded. Okay, basically I send the user a message that is decoded and go for the next. Okay, next functionality. And inside error, if something are wrong, so this is authorization. Okay, so I will write authentication error. Okay, and I will write 401 because this is a client side error, right? Basically I am writing this for the client side, not for the server side. Let's handle our server. Okay, now we will handle our server from here. So basically I'm writing this password. Okay, so I can solve this password. So const, okay, solved password bcrypt. Okay, I will give the initial value. If you want to see this about this, bcrypt. So this is an external library. Okay, it having functionality that is solved. Okay, so it bcrypt our like password. So I can use that thing has password. Okay, and inside that I will provide a bcrypt. Okay, has password. Okay, bcrypt dot has, and I will provide the password, my password value here, and that is a nothing but has password. Okay, now I have to create a token for this. Okay, so after save I can create a token. Okay, token. Okay, and think that will be enough. And I have to send the token also, so I will send that token. I'm not going to save in a cookies. We are that is not in our syllabus. So basically here I can send simply token. Okay, or in a response I can send a token instead of this thing. Okay, this whole functionality I can send the token, or here I can also send the token. Okay. Here I can also send the token. Okay, basically let's check one. I think this is ready. Let me check. So I created a JWT bcrypt and JSON. Then I use a bcrypt method to solve this thing, and then I create a token JWT user ID. I use user ID. Okay, which created, and I use that process.jwt secrets here, and I give a expiring time 1 hours. simply, and I provided a token here also. So let's start npm run dev. I'm getting some error, cannot found module bcrypt.js. Okay, so let me search first bcrypt, how to install bcrypt. Okay, already installed it. Here I am not able to, cannot find a module uh, in a controller.js. Okay, control C. I will install this once again. I will run simply because npm give us some error. Okay, bcrypt.js. Oh, I use bcrypt required, and then I require bcrypt.js. Okay, this is simple. And then I use a const jwt, and then I use salt await bcrypt gen salt. Okay, then bcrypt.hash, and inside that I send my password and salt. So this is okay. Okay, I did some mistake here. I have to do this thing. Okay, basically here. Okay, after verify the user, I will decrypt that thing. Okay, npm run dev. I have a current version, right? Version 6.00. Okay, version 6.00. It's okay. I am getting an error. I'm getting decrypt. Decrypt.js. Let's see how to import this thing in its library. So it called a big only, and we are saying a bcrypt.js. So we will require only bcrypt. Okay, now it's running. Okay, so version changes. Before that we use here the bcrypt.js, and now we use only bcrypt. Let's see in the middle where I'm using bcrypt. No, I'm not using. Okay, only bcrypt. Okay, don't mention bcrypt.js now. Okay, so now I will check again. Okay, and I will change a little bit the email. Okay, and I am sending. I am getting error. Okay, data must be string or buffer. Salt must either be a string or a number. Okay, so salt must be either a salt string or a number. So we get confused about that thing. Okay, this thing. Now I am getting. Okay, I mentioned that thing into the string. That's why I'm getting that error. Okay. So if I provide, I have to provide a password in a string. Okay. Don't worry. So I am getting that thing, and also I am getting some token. If now I will see my database and I will refresh this thing. Okay, if I, where is the refresh part? Okay, refresh. Now instead of password I am something getting the token here. Okay, some encrypted password here, so I'm not able to read this thing. Okay, only I provide the token, then I am able to use that, or like logging that. So let's create the logging functionality like this. So let's create. Okay, so I'm not going to explain, that is a similar way. Okay, okay, and so here you can say let user and in a logging I console take a only email and password to log in. Okay, now I am writing I am finding that if email. Okay, uh, if user find, it's okay, if not find, then return invalid email. Okay, and if password match, so each match is equal to bcrypt dot compare, and I will provide that password and user dot password. Okay, and then if is match, then return the this if it not match, then return this status. It is match, then take the value is match and user. Okay, now I having a token. Okay, kwt sign in, and here I am sending user id, that secret password. Okay, and that expiring timing. Okay, so I am creating here that token. Okay, basically, and if it is a logging, then it will provide this all information about the user, and if it is not a logging, and then I will get a error. Simple is that. The similar, I already explained the whole code, that is the same as here, but just we comparing the thing. Okay, if it is okay, it is if it is a email found, okay, email found. Okay, and then if it is a password a match. Okay, so password, if it is match, then return this thing. Okay, let's check. Okay, let's make a routes of this thing. So I will write here. Okay, login user, and here I can write uh, login. Okay, dot post, and in a server.js we don't require, we already make that thing. Okay, for whole router, user router. So let's check this logging. Okay, here I will send a request. Okay, and I will basically copy this thing and paste that thing in a new here. Okay, control A, control V, and what we gonna do, we still post. Okay, something, and then instead of register I mention login. Let me check this thing. Verification is very important, guys. So user dot login. Okay, so login. Okay, login. So here I have to provide that thing correctly in a body. Okay, so I have to provide a email. Okay, in a string format, and email, what was the email, copy and paste it here, this email. You can copy and paste. Okay, and then I am writing control J. Okay, then I will writing password here, password, and then I will send a password that is nothing 1 2 3 4. Okay, and if I send this thing, okay, so I'm login. User logged in successfully. User ID, username, email, and token. So any problem up to this, guys? Anyone having any problem? Can I continue? I can continue, guys. Can I continue? Say yes or no. Up to this, any doubt? Okay, Yuras. Anyone having any doubt? Okay, okay, no doubt. Okay, Tarun, let's go. So let me open this tab. Sorry, close this tab. Okay, so I have to like I'm getting all the user like using only password. Okay, and register. How can get all the user? If there is admin, they can get all the user. Instead of that, I can get user by ID. Can I get user by ID? So when I log in, I still get the user. Okay, so no required of get user by ID. You can practice for your practice. Okay, because I give you the homework. Okay, so you have to complete your entry. Okay, you have to make a entry model. Okay, here one model, that is entry model, then you have to make a controller and all those things create. Okay, and fetch. So you have to do that thing. So let me create get by ID, then we will update that user. Okay, we can update that user using a password method that. Okay, so please explore that thing by yourself. Okay, we can mention update and delete. Okay, I can mention update and delete, and that was your homework. Please note. Okay, you have to make same thing for a entry. Okay, so So this is a like this we called a profile, right? Let me update first. Okay, you can get your like get user like this. Okay, find user, that is a simple thing. Let me mention only, not the run the whole process. How can you like get? Okay, I'm not sending that code. Like listen carefully, so you can practice for the so here you have to export. Okay, basically export this user and get user method. Okay, then inside that uh, const user id. Okay, user id, and await. I will request that thing. It will like clear this thing properly. Okay, I will request user dot request dot user dot id. Okay, so use that id there. Okay, and then find that the id. Okay, you using this. So inside find we are using password, right? Okay. Let me. So n is nothing. That is equal to. That is comparing in a whole document. Okay. Instead of that, you didn't get any. So we can write simply like this. We having a method. Okay. That is find. Okay. Find by id. This is a method that is only applicable for the this is only provided by the mongoose. Okay, not a node.js and not anything. Okay, only the mongoose. Not this is not valid in a mongodb. I am a associate developer, uh, like certified associate developer by the mongodb. Okay, so this is not applicable. This is applicable only the here only. And here I will send the password. Okay, I will send the password. Okay, the password directly. Password. Okay, no version. And if user, okay, then request that status that user not find. Okay, and then we can write. Yeah, that's enough. That's enough. Not a const user. Okay, here we can write. If it is a file, then send user request dot uh, status. Okay, dot send user like this. Okay, so you can create a user like find by id something. Okay, I am giving using a find by id. Okay, so you can search for it. I'm not going to do that because I'm not creating anything. I'm still getting that user by their password. So why I have to create this one? Okay, I am creating authentication system. So I will create only the profile. So here I will write update user profile. Okay, so this is a very long method. See, in export update dot user dot profile, inside that we same thing have to write everything. Okay, so assuming we have a middleware, that is you request dot user. So const user id. Okay, I'm using. Okay, we can remove this thing. Okay, we don't require because we are using a password, right? We can like delete this thing. Okay, so const user find by id, and here I will send that thing. uh, Const user id. Okay, instead if you're not getting this, then this. Okay, and if your user exist not exist, then send the error user not find. And I will like verify this thing. I can use user dot name is equal to user, uh, or user dot name. Update the field if it provided. I can write here, update the field only are the provided. Okay, so I don't think you gonna understand this. I will write like this. Okay, this is understandable. Okay, so if user, okay, if you give provided user here, okay, then mention that user dot name, and like provide that in a name. If email exists, then mention that email. Okay, if address, okay, then address. That was like, I don't think you are getting that syntax, that's why I am using this one. Okay, so if phone, okay, then update the phone number. Okay, and what if a password? Okay, so if someone provided password, so I will check request dot body dot password. Okay, I didn't use that password here, that's why I have to write that thing. Okay, the whole thing I can write simply, guys, like this, uh, like this. I can mention here password, this one password. So simply I can write here the password, that one password, simply write here that password. Okay, then I will check that password. Okay, and I will decrypt that password basically. Okay, and then I will save that password. So during save, I will make something. Okay, so I can do one thing. It's okay, I think. It's okay. Okay, if you don't get this thing, I think so. I can use a const update user. Okay, and I can take that value basically. Okay, and here instead of user, okay, I can mention simply I will get updated user. So updated user. Okay, updated user, updated user. So I will get here updated user. Okay, I don't like going to send. Don't send here the mail. Sorry, password here. Okay, in a message. So I think I am ready to go in auth. So I will require this. This is the flow you have to follow. Basically, you have to learn this flow. So get what I mentioned, that function name I forget. Update profile. I can basically copy this exactly. Okay, and I can paste it here. Okay, update profile. Okay, and then I can mention router dot update and profile. Okay, so now let's check this thing in our new request, and the basic thing is same. Okay, up to this my URL is same, so I will make a request, control A, control V, and inside router I mention profile. First I have to run, okay, update. I mention update. Okay, control shift TLT. I will start my server. My server already started, but I will restart. npm run dev. Basically. Okay, so here we ready to go. So here I have to mention update. Okay, update. So I will get a token from here, right? I'm getting some token. I will copy this token because if I authorize able to log in, then I will able to like then I will able to log in, right? So inside the auth, inside a bearer token, okay, I can mention token. Okay, simply like this. And inside the header, inside header, I mention something. What is the name? So now we did middleware, our middleware work here. So I mention auth token basically. Okay. So I have to mention this auth token here as a header and that token value. Okay. Where I'm getting from the this one. Okay. So now I'm ready to go, I think. Let's make some changes. So here I will check like click a method on put. Here instead of Pawan, I will write a username. Okay, username will be Shekhar. Okay, just I am changing the username. Send it. Okay, server error. What is the problem? Cannot read the property of IDE where in a 83 line. Okay, let's go. So in a 83 line where I mention ID. I can skip this thing. Okay, I will delete this thing. Let's start the server. Let's check again. Again, I'm getting something wrong. Reading ID cannot read the profile at 85. Okay, so here we'll be having problem. I mention ID or request. User user find by ID. Okay, it's okay. Not able to get a property ID. Am I mention something? Request username, request dot body. Wait. Okay, that means our we not authentication again. So we will log in again, okay, and change the password. Okay, I am getting a bad request. Or user already exists. I am a register. Okay, so we don't have to use the register. Okay, I have to use the this login password. Sorry. Okay, so I will use this one. Okay, and then I will able to like this will I will paste this instead of this. Okay, I will make here I will auth token. Okay, and having something, and now I will send this again and again. Cannot read the property, that is ID. Okay, update profile. So wait. Okay. I mentioned something wrong in the creation of a JWT. Wait, I will explain. So guys, I did something wrong here. Find out. Like code is not wrong there. Okay, instead of code decode, I have to write verified. Okay, now let's start and then run there again. My server is started. Now I will log in again. Okay, I will get a token. Okay, I will use this or token here. So do this. Okay, instead of this, I will write. Okay, and I having a token. Right. Still, I'm getting the same thing. This inside my header, inside my auth. Okay, I check my mirror token. Control A. I have to change this one also. Log in again. Ooh, this time I'm getting same problem. So there is a token problem. Little bit. I will verify this. Wait. Okay, I'm not checking in the middleware. Its token is verified or not. Okay, that's the problem. Now we will ready to go. My screen is not visible, I think. Okay, this is problem of Thunder client also. Okay. Okay, okay. Okay, so problem in that code. See, we got a problem here. We didn't verify first. Okay, and here we declare with a verify, but we didn't like declare that verified. And the third one problem is that I forget totally. Here I have to provide a auth. Okay, so please like make sure to do this thing. Okay, so here I did nothing. I use that thing. I export this middleware, basically module dot export, and I use that thing completely from middleware using auth, and I just mention auth here. Simple. Okay, now I will write a delete. This is last for this today. Okay, so delete user profile, export dot delete user. Okay, so simple. Like that we having a find by id. Okay, so here I have to verify the token. I didn't do that thing. Okay, so delete and yes, simply delete profile. Okay, delete this is also provided only by the that mongoose. See, this is a mongoose and this is a provided by the mongoose only. Okay, so these are not applicable in a mongodb when we see that thing here. Okay, so basically let's make a router of this. Okay, so here I will write what was that, delete user, delete user. Okay, simply, and I will write protected with delete. Okay, simply. Okay, so I can copy this thing from here, this token from here. I can control C, and I will make a new route. I can copy this. Okay, and control A, control V, and instead of this I will like delete. And which method I have to choose? Delete method. Okay, inside header I have to provide something. It is nothing but the same thing as a auth. Okay, token. I will provide that token. Sorry, control it, a copy, and I forget that thing. Control C and respond. Control E. Okay. If I send that thing, I am getting 200 user deleted. So that's all about. If anyone having any doubt, you can ask. Any doubt, guys? Anyone having any doubt? Before I get some error. Okay, actually I used to like Spring Boot, and in my backend many thing is running. That's why I'm not get like debug getting debug like that's why I get stuck many time. Okay, so when you use Spring Boot, your Node.js might be you get a problem in debugging the Node.js. Okay. Anyone having any doubt, guys? Pawan, Tarun, any doubt? Anusri, Isita, Anand, Tripathi. We will continue the database, and you having a homework. You have to create an entry model here. Okay. You have to, I will send this in a Telegram group. Okay. You have to create an entry model here, and then make a controller for like this, create, delete, and update and get by id. You have to make that thing. Okay. All clear. Okay, Tarun. How many of you know Spring Boot? Anyone know? This is the Node.js. So this is a basic of Node.js. You have to create by yourself, like using that entry model. Okay. Please make one entry model here, like entry. Okay. Entry and model .js, and then you have to write entry model. So please make sure to like practice on the basis of entry model. Okay. And I hope you guys get clear. And then there is a no requirement of auth middleware, but still you can use a referencing. Okay. If you are using a referencing, then you can use auth middleware there. So any doubt you can ask me. If you if you don't having any doubt, say no. I will end the class. Okay, okay, okay. See you in next. And in next we will completely discuss about the MongoDB only. Okay. Thank you, everyone.